Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Bullet Motorsports. Right next to me we have a 2002 Dodge Viper GTS Final Edition. Be sure to like and subscribe, so click the button below, follow us, and we'll give you more content like this. So this is a pretty unique car because it's a Final Edition. They made 360 of them. This is number 312. That would include painted stripes, different stitching on the steering wheel, a different shifter, and then a placard on the inside. That was a $3,000 option. And it makes the GTS, which is my favorite body style, more unique. 2002 had ABS, so that's going to help you out with braking. You're not going to be sliding off the side of the highway if you're slamming on the brakes. Speaking of brakes, let's take a look at the wheels. Front end looks great. Minor rock chips on the bottom just because the front end is so low. You've got a brand new set of Toyo Proxy 888Rs. These are my favorite tires, and they still have nipples on them. So these things have less than 100 miles on front and rears. The rears are about 15 inches wide. That's about a $3,000 purchase. The rockers are in really nice shape. Normally they get heat soaked because the exhaust is under here. So it runs, this has coarse exhaust from the manifolds back. So you've got exhaust that rolls through here, and this would normally get really hot and you'd have chipping or paint oxidation, which it does not have. And then it runs into the center and goes over the differential, and you've got your dual tips right here. You can see that the paint flows through the whole vehicle. This is actually going to come with 2 sets of mats, a complete car cover that has the Viper insignia on it. And you can see that these are painted on. There's your dual exhaust. We'll start it up for you in a little bit. Let me close that door and we'll look at the side of this vehicle. So you've got giant scoops here to bring air in, and then all the air will escape from here. I call that your rock collector because if you drive it on the road, you're going to have little pebbles and everything go right there. So as you can see, the roof is extremely clean. There's no oxidation. This was stored inside for sure. And when you look at the headlights, you're going to see that too. The seat was pointing that out. There's no humidity. There's nothing going on in here. And you can see you've got a xenon headlight there. It's like a, what is that, a projector? It's got a projector. And all this is original. It's never been wrecked, clean Carfax, and extensive history. So there's 2 inches of documentation with this car. Look at the rear end of it. This is my favorite part of the GTS. Look at how menacing that is. You've got your scoops for the rear, like the body flares out, it looks like a Viper. And then this taillight lights up when you brake, which you'll see in the video when we're doing the test drive. Let me get the keys. I want to show you what's inside here. So you have the optional dealer mat, and then underneath it is another set of GTS or Viper mats for this car. You got your amplifier, which is factory, and then your full car cover. And then, as I said, there's full documentation with this car, which I will show you right now. Passenger side looks great. I love the filler. Reminds me of like a Cobra or a Viper. Snaps right in place. The doors, just touch it, the actuator opens it up, and look at how clean that is. You can see the signature shifter, the placard, and then you've got your red stitching on the steering wheel. AC works in this car, and what's unreal is normally the bolsters are destroyed. These things look brand new. It was extremely well taken care of. You can see a little bit of the heat oxidation right here on the sticker. So underneath here is the exhaust, and what happens is it builds heat, and it's making the sticker kind of like delaminate right here. Let me pop the hood for you and show you this beautiful engine. So it's powered by a V10, 450 horsepower, 490 foot-pounds of torque. I'd say with the exhaust and they did an intake box as well, I would say it has probably 460 horsepower, 520 foot-pounds of torque. How you open these up, I'll show you, it's pretty cool. So there's a latch right here. I need your help for sure. You pop it, then there's a release right here. You're gonna push down, and it's gonna pull the hood forward. If you can go on that side and grab the corner, these hoods are 15 grand, so don't mess them up. And then we're gonna lay it up like that. There's some springs that'll hold it in place. You can see that the insignia for the insulation is still there with the Viper. You can see that the paint, they brought those stripes all the way in from the factory. And this is in extremely nice shape. You can still see the factory striping here too. Engine bay, extremely clean. The red is vibrant. And normally these will start to peel They look great. All of your wiring looks really nice. Normally rats love to eat these, and this one looks really, really good. You've got your throttle right here that runs both those throttle bodies. And then you also have K&N filters in there with the rubber replacements. All your pulleys are good, power steering's good, and then that's OE manifolds right there. Normally, when you look at a Viper like this, you're gonna see cracking on some of these components. I mean, it's still Dodge, but that's excellent. That's your air condition right there. Then you've got your coolant reservoir. Come on this side. Look at how clean it is right here. This is where you jump it if it dies. Booster, and then your clutch reservoir. What's neat about these cars, they have a 12-inch clutch, easy to change. So say you need to replace the clutch, 250 bucks in parts and then like 2 hours labor. It's really, really simple. So this is like a supercar that you could actually work on. Let's go ahead and start it up so you could hear it. All right, I'm pushing the clutch in, I'm gonna start it up. Normally for these Vipers, if there's an issue with the fuel pump, you have to crank it once and twice. Nothing like that on this one. Starts right up like that every time. All your lights are illuminating, your ABS light. There's no check engine lights. We've got 40 pounds of oil pressure right now, a half a tank, and we're charging. It's at 180 degrees right now. Horn works, windows work. Lights are working inside. Listen to the exhaust. Oh, take a look at the throttle bodies. It's so cool. So this isn't electronically controlled. It's controlled by a literal throttle wire. That's cool. Let's go for a ride. We'll run it through the gears so you can see if this is the right car for you. It's one of those cars that you don't want to sell, but that's my job. Let's go. We're inside the capsule of the final edition. Extremely clean. You can see the red stitching on the steering wheel. Also, what I love about Vipers is how you sit in here. It's like a cockpit, and then they have right here is like a little indentation for your arm. So that's where your arm's gonna go, and that's where you're gonna be shifting. You also have the striped shifter ball, and then there's your placard right there. You have a CD player. The stereo actually sounds really good. You also have your gauges. So we're at operating temperature right now. We've been sitting here. He had to go grab his microphone. So we're like at 190, but once we start moving, it'll cool down. Oil pressure's at 60 PSI at full temp, half tank, and then our voltage. Speedometer goes to 200 miles an hour. That's a signature for the Viper. And then this is a lower revving motor, so 5,500 RPMs is where you'd want to be. Almost 6,000 RPMs is redline. You do have all of the releases right here are going to be also in a, what color would that be? Like a silver? Like a titanium finish. And then your bezels are also titanium finish as well. Let's go ahead and put the emergency brake down, put it in gear, and take it for a ride. All right, we're gonna go down Ravenswood right now. I'm just gonna go through the gears. Clutch feels really good. Easy throw. That's what I love about them. It's just like, it's sort of a light clutch. What we're gonna do is once we get past all this traffic, I'm gonna put it in 6th gear and I'm gonna give it gas so you can see that the clutch doesn't slip. Yeah, we can actually do it right now. So we're going in 6th gear, and I'm giving it throttle and we're not slipping, so the RPMs are not raising. Let's go back into 3rd. Oh man, I love it. There's no funny rattles either. Vipers are not the best for fit and finish. Brakes feel good. Drivers in front of us are driving slow as usual. Oh yeah. I just love the torque. You know, it's 500 foot-pounds of torque. We'll downshift it, rev match it. We'll turn right here, and then I'll roll into 2nd gear. 1st gear we're not gonna do. Are you ready? Brakes feel good, so I'm applying the brakes now. That was up to about 85 miles an hour. It feels really good. Cornering feels good. Oh, I love it. It's just like a visceral feel. The last of the muscle cars, and everything else is like paddle shifters. If you have any questions about this car, give us a call, 363-2261. Have a great day.
Snake bite, snaky snake.